Good morning, Ultimate Business Support members and those that are joining us through Periscope on live broadcasting, as well as people who have already been sending little good mornings. Good morning, Anne, and good morning, Jill, and good morning, Stacey. She's super excited to be part of this. And good morning, Elaine. Now we're only 2 hours difference, so it's probably just 7 a.m. there, not too early like it normally is at 6 a.m. So, guys, great to have you on the call. And I have got Irene in the background waiting to be introduced. We are recording this as well. These are our Monday morning coffee chats, which are brought to you from Melbourne at 9 a.m. So Melbourne time, because we do have people from all over the world who will be joining and saying hello. I will only be responding to relevant comments for those of you that are on Periscope, and I ignore all the ones that seem to be distracting. And for those of you that are in GoToWebinar, by all means, please use the question box for comments and questions alongside the interview, and I will report these back to Irene and ask her on your behalf. And by all means, let us know if you're getting value through this call. Now, these morning coffee chats used to be hosted just by myself for about 6 or 8 months, and I used to come up with new content every single day, week, which was a challenge, but it is now become a bit of an interview style coffee chat, because I believe that there's so many experts in our Ultimate Business Support group that can add so much value to our community. And thus, Irene, I think she's the 4th or the 5th guest now that we have had. Hello, Irene. Say hello.
Hi, Natasha.
Great to have you on the call.
Thank you for having me on here.
Yeah, awesome. And I'm going to do the official introduction, if you guys like, for Irene, and let me show you what she looks like, so you can put a face to the voice that's coming through. Here she is. She has written a book called Free Flow: How to Quadruple the Amount of Hot Leads into Your Business, and I guess that is the flavor of the conversation today. So let me do the more official introduction so you can get to know Irene a little bit more. So she's an author, of course, a speaker, marketing strategist, copywriter, and engineer. How awesome is that? Who specializes in systems, marketing, and copywriting for today's small business owners. With 19 years of experience as a medal-winning structural engineer, Irene has contributed to communities in Australia and Southeast Asia with her bridge designs. She used her sharp engineering skills to develop systems, analyze problems, and provide unique solutions, as well as develop and lead a team of 25 engineers. Irene has taken her engineering skills and combined it with the knowledge gained as a certified business advisor and professional copywriter into the business arena. She now runs her own businesses with a team, as well as helping other business owners grow theirs. So Irene's practical approach starts by analyzing and diagnosing problems in her clients' businesses. She then prescribes cost-effective marketing and copywriting solutions to increase profit, the number of high-quality clients, and ultimately to give back more free time by creating simple systems. So through her business coaching, she found the majority of clients thought they wanted more clients. Instead, she discovered they were making the marketing mistakes of firstly not identifying and attracting their ideal client, and secondly not setting up a system to do this effectively time and time again. So this discovery led her to develop her Free Flow lead generator system, which is the topic of her new book, Free Flow, which is how to quadruple the amount of hot leads in your business. So that is actually what we're going to tap into a little bit this morning with Irene. And hello to James, who has also joined our call. So, wow, Irene, that's that's something I didn't know about you, about engineering, and of course that shows that you're a structure systems detail type of person, which not a lot of people in a small business world are. Is that correct?
Yes, it's correct, and that's what I found with my clients as well, that a lot of them need to have that help with the systems. And I guess for me it's something that's come quite easily, because I was actually 13 when I knew I wanted to be an engineer. So I've sort of been that, focused that way for quite a long time.
Yeah, wow. So that's, it's much needed. And I think once you have systems in place, you kind of can relax, and you can, as they say, rinse and repeat and duplicate and scale up your business to the next level. So tell me, how can you effectively build a relationship with your clients and get to know them, and so they can like you and trust you? What's your view on that?
Yeah, it's a great question. I guess what I've found with my clients is, especially in these times, people really need to know, like, and trust you before they'll do business with you. And a lot of people have really been burnt before. So the big key is to build a relationship with them, and you really want to be giving them things that they want. So not just throwing things at them, not selling to them, but so you really need to know who they are and what they're really wanting, but to give them something of you, ideally something free, and then build the trust with them. And I guess I've got a couple of suggestions here for your audience.
Yes.
In terms of what they can actually do with people. Yeah, so for example, to build credibility and trust with people, you can give them things like, we call them lead magnets. So whether it's like a checklist or a list of tips or templates or a free report, something that is simple and people will appreciate. And after that, you can actually build a relationship with them. But I guess the main thing in relationships with them is that trust factor. And one of it is, especially if people haven't heard of you before, they want to know that you are reliable. And one of those ways would be getting testimonials from people.
Yeah.
So ideally, video testimonials. And you don't want people just to say, oh yeah, Irene's great, you know, or yeah, she helped me with this. You want really specific questions to be asked or to be answered from for your clients to get really good testimonials. And I've actually got 4 questions that I can give you a use for their clients if you like.
Yep.
So, yep.
Sorry,
so the first,
cutting out a little bit at my end. I'm not sure how everyone is finding it at their end. Yeah, keep talking, and I'll see, because I was losing a couple of words here and there.
okay.
That's better.
Yeah. The microphone next to my mouth. Yeah, so some of the questions that you might want to ask to get a good testimonial is, you know, what was business like before working with me? And then they can read what it was like before. The other one is, what is business like immediately after working with me? So what are the results that you're getting in your business? What specific roadblock did you overcome? Now, this one's a good one because it may actually help other people that are in a similar situation to you. And I know for me, especially being an engineer, my big thing is perfectionism. Like, I really want to get everything right before I do things, and I know that that holds me back quite a lot. And I know that if I can overcome that roadblock, then that helps me. So especially if you've helped your clients overcome that sort of roadblock or something that stopped them, that would be useful. And the last question is, why would you recommend me to others? So it's not just would you recommend me, but why? And when they're actually giving that answer, then feel the heart of it comes out as well. So I find those testimonials that really get to the heart of the question, that really builds credibility for you. And I have to say, writing a book is one of the big things. Natasha, you're the expert in this area, and you've seen so many of your clients come through building that credibility with writing books. And I think that's a really good way to build trust with people.
Yeah, beautiful. I think, is it possible for you to, I know you're going to share a little gift later on with us on the Ultimate Business Support page, but can you type up those 4 or 5 questions for us in one post?
Absolutely.
Page, just because I know a couple of people said, yeah, it was cutting out at their end. I kind of got them, but I'd like to actually be able to, I guess, maybe even print them off. Because we also have a guided way of asking for what we need in our testimonials. And you're right, if there is a system behind it, you'll have very powerful testimonials, and you don't have to collect as many as I would imagine if you were sort of just going with the flow. If you were going without any system, then you'd probably collect 10 and maybe get one good one because they said the right thing. But if you've got the right questions, you'll get a good one every single time.
Absolutely, yes. And I'm happy to put the questions up on Facebook. I'll do that.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much. So, so how do you think people are missing the mark with their markets? Like, is there some mistakes that people make out there?
Yes, what I'm finding with my clients is they're really not knowing where to focus, so they don't know who their real ideal target market is. So because they don't know who they are, then they don't know what message they need to give them, so they don't know what they need to be saying. And finally, they don't actually know what where they're hanging out. So are they hanging out on Facebook? Are they reading newspapers? They don't really know how to connect with them. So because of that's why I've developed the 8-step free flow lead generator system that really goes through that whole sphere to make sure that we're actually spending the money or investing in the right areas to get the investment back. And I'll just step through quickly what the 8 steps are.
Yeah, go for it.
So every letter stands for something, so for one step in the system. So the first F for free flow, the first F is focus. So you really need to be focusing on one target audience. It can't be something for everybody. You need to be specific and focus on one group only. So you really need to know who are the people that you enjoy working with, who are you passionate about. Now, the R is research. And this is where a lot of people skip over. They think they know who the target client is, but they don't spend enough time in researching. And with me, I actually spend, when I work with my clients, I spend 80% of my time researching them. So really digging deep, getting to know them, really understanding who they are. And I guess that's, again, part of the engineering side, but you really need to be researching. And don't assume anything as well. The E, the first E is examine, and this is really examining, getting the answers from the research, but it's really examining what are their fears, what are their frustrations, what are they angry about, what do they desire. What you really want to know, what drives them. You want to know at the essence, at the heart of your client, what motivates them and what drives them. The last E in free is extract. And here you want to see which of your products and services actually connect with them. So which ones solve their problems? Because again, you're not selling to them. You found that they've got a problem, and you're seeing that your product or solution can solve their problem. So you really wanted to extract what that is and then show them what that solution is. The next step in flow is feelings. Here is where you really want to be connecting with them on an emotional level. And one of the best ways I've found to connect with people is through stories, because people really remember stories. They connect with it, they relate to it. So if you can actually talk to your client with stories rather than just talking at them, and that's a really useful way. The L is language, and this is where the copywriting for me really comes in. So you want to connect with them in their language. Anytime you talk to them or write to them, you want to write to them like you're writing to them one-on-one. So you're not writing to everybody. It's not like, hey, everybody. You're saying, hey, Natasha, I've got this information for you that you may like. You really want to connect with them just in a one-on-one way and using the words that they use. The O is opportunities. So in my book, I put a list out a few different strategies for lead generation. So different ways of getting new leads in, so both online and offline. And the last one is W, and that's winning. So how to win clients. And there, I've again put strategies in for how to actually convert your prospects into clients. So yeah, so that's just a bit of a brief overview, but that's the 8-step system. So anytime you want to go into a new market, you want to do this whole 8-step process again. So don't just assume that you know your market.
Yeah, beautiful. Those are really good. And I think when you said examine and then you use the word essence, you could have used the word essence as well there as well. So it's fantastic, and that's why things work, is if you follow a system and you follow each of the steps, and you don't just kind of do it very half-assed job around it, then you will get better results, and you'll be talking to the right people, because often we end up talking to the wrong audience, or we don't know where that audience hangs out, so we can get connected to them. And yeah, it's unfortunate that then a lot of time is being wasted, time and money, with the wrong message. Cool. So what is this key component of marketing for small business? Tell us your biggest secret.
Yeah, I guess I've hinted at it already, but really the key component, you first need to know who is your ideal target market. So who is your avatar? So the ideal person that you want to be talking to, and it's not everybody. And if you say it's everybody, then your message is too thin and it doesn't really land on people. So the real key, the first step is knowing who is your target audience. And you really want to know, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, you want to know what their problems are, and you want to analyze and diagnose their problems and give them the solutions. And that's why you really just want to know that one target audience. And that's why, and I'll mention it at the end, but that's why I've prepared, it's a 12-page questionnaire basically to take your audience through identifying their ideal target market, because it is quite a detailed process to go through to find out who they are and what their problems are and how they think. But I've got a worksheet that I've prepared for you to do that.
Is this the worksheet you're going to upload on the group?
I will definitely.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, I've got a question. So could a person have for example, like for my book writing retreats, our ideal client is a speaker, for example, someone who speaks for, wants to get paid for speaking, wants to get speaking gigs. But then there's people who are coaches, trainers, principals, like educators and things like that. Would you say those things go under that one umbrella, or would that be more multiple? Would that be different target markets? Could someone have almost subsections within a target market? Like they have all the same intention. I'm just curious.
Yeah, it's a great question, because I think that it is almost like a subset. So you've got your overarching target client is, people that actually want to get out there and speak and get their message out there through speaking to people. And one way, the speakers and their objective, I guess, there is to build up their list, to teach people, to educate people. Whereas then you've got the educators, and they're a bit more specific in the way they're doing things. So it's almost a subset that you have. But the initial message would still be the same though, because your initial message for those target clients are really, let me help you get your message out there. Let me help you build your credibility.
Yes.
So I think the initial message is still the same, but again, you can drill down into the different subsets and then get a more specific message for them as well.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. That's awesome. So now I want to move you into my 3 key questions that I ask every one of my guests, because I like to pick up different insights, and it's funny how the answers have a similar flavor across each of the presenters week in and week out, which is interesting because I guess we're the same human beings and with similar strategies around this. But when you think about business in your life, and I often say I don't like to use the word balance, but that's how people understand it. How do you achieve, that a business and life balance, if you like?
For me, I definitely don't use the word balance, but it is a case of knowing, how much to work and how much time to spend doing other things. And being, I guess, an engineer, I actually schedule my time. So I find I schedule everything, especially at the beginning of the year. I find out, okay, what holidays do I want to have for the year? What breaks do I want to have? How much do I want to be working every week? But I actually schedule time in for exercising, for seeing family, for having, there's certain days of the week that I would just not work at all, because that's where I want to spend time with family.
Yeah.
And there's certain times that are really special, and they're the ones that are just non-negotiable. And then I guess the other times are a bit more flexible, but I use my diary a lot and schedule things in and plan ahead, but also plan in some time to be a bit more flexible as well.
Yeah, good. I do the same, and I guess I like the word flow, which is one of your words from your book, but I like to say there is no balance, there is flow, and how you achieve that, moving from the things that you need to do for the business in your life. And absolutely pre-scheduling all your holidays for the year is a must. All your weekends away, things like that always goes in first, and everything else fits around that. So I'm of the similar thinking. I don't do my weeks. I tend to know that I work generally Monday to Thursday, and I don't work Friday to Sunday. However, that doesn't mean that now that I'm going to travel to Queensland on Thursday, I'll be working probably over 2 weekends and probably 20 days straight. But that doesn't matter because then I'm having a whole month off in May. So sometimes you just got to work hard and other times you can play hard. Awesome.
That's true.
Cool. And how do you overcome moments of mental funk in your business? So, those times where you feel like, oh, have I still got it? I'm not feeling myself. Maybe things feel like they're going backwards and you're just really feeling at a low point. How do you overcome and get yourself out of that? How do you snap out of it?
Yeah, I guess I've got 3 different ways of doing it. So every morning before I actually get out of bed, I've got a 5-minute journal that I write in, and the first thing I write in is 3 things I'm grateful for, and that straight away puts me in that frame of mind that I've actually already got something in my life, or I'm already doing something. So it's something that I'm grateful for. What are my intentions for the day, and what are my affirmations for the day? And that starts me off really well.
You do it in bed?
After that, I do it in bed, yeah, so before my feet touch the ground. Yeah, and then to finish off the day at night, because it's under my pillow, before I put my pajamas on, then I write down what the 3 most amazing things that happened today and what 2 things could I have done better. So not it's more like what could I improve on or what can I learn from. So that's how I end the day. But the other thing I find really useful, I have accountability partners, and we talk to each other on the phone every weekday. It's only a 10-minute phone call, but we talk about, again, similar things. What are we grateful for? What's our intentions? What are our wins? What are our challenges? And what do we want the universe to bring us? And I find just by telling someone what I'm intending to do and telling them what my wins were from yesterday, that automatically helps me to get focused and get out of my funk.
Yes.
And if all else fails, I put on really upbeat music.
Cool. Nice. I love it. I love it. Thank you for being so specific. That's very valuable. And there's the system behind your engineering, background. And it's great because it's something that I actually heard from someone else about a week or so ago, how powerful journaling is to just, I guess, internally reflect. And part of the reason why I have started this blogging daily is because that'll be part of my daily journaling, if you like, or sharing information. So I think that's really, really valuable, and it builds content and following and all of those sorts of things. So that's wonderful. Thank you so much. And before I read any comments, and I know this time just flies, but I always ask each of my guests to share one tool that they use. Like it could be an app, it could be something. I don't know. You already shared a tool of your 5-minute journaling, from the bed before feet hit the floor. But is there something else that you use that makes you, say, more productive, or something that you absolutely love that you want to share with us? Oh, I think I've lost you. Oh, there you are.
I'm sorry about that. It's my internet.
Yeah. I can hear you.
Oh, good.
So did you hear my question? Did you have any kind of tool that you use that you can share with us?
Absolutely. Sorry, I just dropped out at that point. Yeah. So the tool I'd love to share is one that I've put together for my clients, and quite a detailed thing, so it will take a bit of time to do, but it's really worthwhile. It's a 12-page sheet on how to identify your target avatar, so your target clients. And it goes through, there's 14 different questions, and like I said, it's quite detailed, but it's very, very worthwhile to do. And the thing to do after you've done all the questions is to actually type up a bit of a story about the person, put a photo of them up there as well, and print it out. And then what I do is I stick it in the computer, so anytime I'm writing something, I'm looking at that person.
Yes.
And then I'm writing specifically to them. So I'll actually include examples that I use as well, so you can see how I write my avatar, so that'll be in there and how specific it is. Yes, but I'll upload that today.
Cool. Awesome. I was starting to lose you a bit there, but what I got the gist of is that there is a specific 14-question document that you can go through, and then you use a picture and and put it somewhere when you are writing copy for your ideal client. That is really helpful. So to get you into, I guess, into that feelings mode. Yeah.
That's correct, yes.
Awesome, awesome. So, guys, there was a question here, or someone missed the second F. Karen, that was feelings. So, stories was the second F. I wrote them down. I've been taking notes. I always take notes while my guests are speaking because I want to later on see which strategy I want to implement. Because there's no point on listening to something for half an hour and not taking at least one aha or action point that you're going to do. So that's why I was writing madly down as you were speaking as well. Stacey's just said, this is awesome. Thanks, Irene. I agree. I think I have the same. Great value, Irene and Natasha. Love the tips from Colin. Loving the session, dropping in and out. Yeah, sorry, guys. This morning has been a little bit patchy. Irene, I'm guessing maybe put yourself on mute. I'll obviously thank you and all that, but I'll do the finishing up of the call because yeah, you can't always win in the internet, but I think we got through it, guys. Elaine said this is awesome as it just follows on from what I have done here in Perth. So I will be buying Irene's book, and you guys, you do have those the information of Irene's information just at the bottom of this slide. So do access, go to her website, friend her on Facebook, all of that sort of stuff. Can we get those documents? So all the documents Irene is going to post on the Ultimate Business Support files section, and she'll also make a post and Adair from Periscope saying thank you for the tips and that for bringing her to us. You're welcome. Thank you. Got called away. Jill, yep, so those 14 questions will be posted up on the UBS group and saying very insightful. Great value from James. Wonderful strategies. Thanks from Davika. Great value again from Karen. Wow, you guys have been I'm guessing you can find Irene's book, Stacey, on the freeflowbook.com website, which is on the slide. So visit there. And that's where you'll be able to, yeah, and thank you for persevering with us from James. Awesome. Oh my goodness, there were so many comments. But as we wrap up, we do have 3 minutes to go, and I just want to wrap up the call by bringing your attention to, once again, the Ultimate Business Support membership, which is our annual ability to attend all of our live events, whether it's Melbourne, Sydney, or Adelaide. You guys can take a unique guest every month. You can come along to the 2-day Brand Accelerator Masterclass, which a lot of you, well, some of you were at that are on the call, and it's amazing 2 days, and all of this for just $247 for the whole year. So if you're interested in that, contact me or contact one of our city leaders. We've got Colin on the call, we've got Jane and Rod in Melbourne, and we've got Samantha in Sydney. But talking of the live events, we did, Melbourne had just finished last week. So actually the next Melbourne one, if you want to write it down, I'm going to adjust it here right now, is the 28th of April at the Hawthorn Library. It was our very first time at the Hawthorn Library last week, and it was actually amazing. The venue is great. It has every single, everything that we needed, and we had an amazing night and a fantastic speaker. So Melbourne's next month, I don't have the link for that, but if you want to diarise, it is 28th of April at the Hawthorn Library. Also plenty of parking. I have just posted the Sydney one that's coming up on the 19th of April, and I'm about to post the link up for Adelaide as well. So that those two are on the same day. Today I've got the correct links for everyone, so you will find that in the chat box if you want to click through and register for those events. And finally, I just wanted to give you an awareness of something that is coming up, and that is the hot seat days. So on the 26th of April and on the 14th of June, we're once again opening up our home for maximum of 8 participants to take part in a hot seat day. So what is this? So it's about a mastermind situation where everyone gets one-on-one time. So if there's 8 people, you get about 45 minutes one-on-one with myself and Stuart, as well as obviously the power of the mastermind that will be in the room. So far in April, I have booked 2 spots. I've got 6 to go, and June's got 7. So we've got people who already started to book in because of we announced this at the masterclass a couple of weeks ago. So what the point is to come up with your next 90-day plan of attack for your business, to walk away with your top 3 focused actions, to get that masterminding and personal one-on-one look at your business. So if you haven't had like a hot seat experience or a mastermind type experience, you learn obviously from yourself. You get it really customized for your own business, but you learn from the other 7 people, from the strategies that get shared with them, and then you realize how that can be transferred into your own business. So that's what Stuart and I have coming up. Of course, as always, we will feed you and look after you, and we will enjoy that full day, either 26th of April, 14th of June. They fall on a Tuesday, and it'll be in our Diamond Creek home. So if anyone is interested, just PM me, send me a message or an email, and I will give you more information. Awesome. So let me just check in if there's any questions. I do love to finish on a quote, which today has to do around planning, because I think planning is super important. We have just finished the first quarter of the year. If you haven't done your 90-day goals, you should be doing them. If you haven't done your accounting and bookkeeping or pre-tax planning, you should be doing that too. So here's my quote: the reason most people never reach their goals is they don't define them. Winners can tell you where they're going, what they plan to do along the way, and who will be sharing the adventure with them. So make sure you, at least at a minimum, do your 90-day goals, do your bookkeeping and accounting to make sure there's no nasty surprises at tax time, and make this a habit each and every quarter. So have an amazing day. Thank you so much for being so interactive and all the thank yous that have been coming through. I'll be posting this recording on YouTube in a second. And thank you to Irene for being a valuable contributor to our coffee chats. And I look forward to you guys having another awesome guest next week. Have a great Monday and talk soon. Bye.